So it's been 10 years since Steve Jobs pulled out a computer from an envelope and totally changed how we view laptops. The MacBook Air has seen a few upgrades over the years, but nothing quite like this. I'm John from Pevely. Today we're going to break down the brand new MacBook Air 2018. We'll look into the specs, who's it's best for, and whether or not it's worth the $1,199 price point. So here's what you're going to get in the box. The MacBook Air, a 2-meter USB-C charge cable, and 30-watt USB-C power adapter. So let's talk about the specs behind this machine. This MacBook comes with a 1.6 GHz dual-core 8th generation Intel Core i5 processor, Retina display, an 8GB memory, an Intel UHD graphics 617 card, Touch ID, Force trackpad, 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports, and a backlit keyboard. That's a lot to digest, so let's dig a little deeper into these specs. By the way, we have all the links featured in the description below. So let's talk about the design. Apple decided to keep the very famous teardrop design, which is slim and looks very sharp. There are 3 color options: gold, silver, and space gray. It's very lightweight, weighing at only 2.75 pounds, which is actually lighter than the original MacBook Air. This isn't Apple's lightest or smallest computer though. The MacBook, which was released in 2016, has the same color options, only weighs 2.03 pounds and is noticeably smaller. However, it is more expensive, and when I talked to a rep at Apple, he said, yeah, no one really buys that. The design of the MacBook Air is clean and frankly just a great look. Its lightweight design makes it easy to carry around in a bag or backpack. This is the first MacBook Air to adopt the Retina display, and that has everybody pretty psyched. With a native resolution of 2560 by 1600 at 227 pixels per inch, the colors look amazing, and this is overall a great display. The base memory for this machine is 8GB, which really isn't that bad, but if you're looking to use this machine for photo and video editing, gaming, or if you're like me and like to have 20 tabs open, it might be worth spending the additional to upgrade to 16GB of memory. The storage option is 128GB internal solid-state drive, with other options to upgrade all the way to 1.5 terabytes, which in my opinion would be an absolute waste because that costs an additional $1,200. If you're looking for additional storage, a better option might be to purchase an external hard drive like the Samsung portable SSD T5 1TB for only $200. We'll leave a link in the description. We'll also be covering the best accessories for your MacBook, so make sure you hit the subscribe button to tune in that in the future. Processor. The processor isn't the best with only a 1.6 GHz dual core, but it'll still get the job done. According to Apple, the MacBook Air can stay powered for up to about 12 hours of wireless web, 13 hours iTunes movie playback. I'm not sure at which brightness settings these were determined, but overall, this is pretty impressive for a device with such a small battery. The keyboard on the MacBook Air is highly improved with the updated butterfly keyboard. You'll also get the backlit keyboard to help use in the dark. In addition, Apple decided to add the Force Touch trackpad, which is a huge upgrade from the last. It's much larger than the previous model and it makes it easier to click anywhere. Apple also decided to add Touch ID to the MacBook Air. I love this feature because it makes getting in your computer so much smoother with Apple's T2 security chip. Now why Apple didn't add Face ID to its newer models, we don't know, but for now, this will do. The front-facing camera is nothing to write home about. You think at this point in the game they would just add the same camera that's in your iPhone, but again, it still gets the job done. So let's talk a little bit about the biggest competitor against the MacBook Air, which is the MacBook Pro 13-inch base. Both have a Retina display of 2560 by 1600, integrated Touch ID sensors, a base storage of 128GB and 8GB of RAM. They have the same butterfly keyboard and Force Touch trackpad, and 2 Thunderbolt USB-C ports, and also a headphone jack. But here's the difference. Let's talk about the processors. With the MacBook Pro, you'll get a 2.3 GHz dual-core processor versus only getting a 1.6 GHz dual-core processor with the Air. That might not sound like a huge difference, but honestly, it is. Whether it comes to having multiple tabs open at once, editing videos, or any other tasks that require fast processing, you'd see a very big difference between the MacBook Air and MacBook Pro, with the MacBook Pro being favored. The Air comes with an Intel UHD graphics 617 card, and the Pro comes with an upgraded Intel Iris Plus graphics 640 card. So overall, it seems like the Pro is being favored over the Air, but the Air also has some specs that can beat the Pro. First off, it's actually kind of lighter. It's about 1/4 pound less, actually. The upgraded butterfly keyboard is actually a pretty nice add-on. With the MacBook Air being more of a downward slope, it just feels more comfortable. You'll also get the integrated Touch ID, which makes it a lot easier for signing in and signing out, and security-wise, it makes it a lot better. And with that, they added the T2 chip, which enables Hey Siri support, which in the end kind of future-proofs this machine. You also get a better battery life with the MacBook Air. Apple rates this at 12 hours of battery life versus only about 10 with the MacBook Pro. So for someone who is frequently on the go, those 2 hours could mean a lot. However, the Air only comes with a 30-watt charger versus the Pro, which comes with a 60-watt charger, which would ultimately enable you to charge your computer twice as fast. So with all this in mind, let's talk about who this computer might be best for. With the battery life and the lightweight, this is perfect for someone who is always on the go. In my opinion, this is best for students, commuters, travelers, etc. Basically, people who are consistently on the go and need a reliable computer at a reasonable price. This is also a great personal computer. So who's this computer not for? This computer is not for people who work with video or other applications that require high processing power. For example, rendering on this computer is extremely slow. It would take almost 2 to 3 times as long to render out a video. Is the MacBook Air 2018 worth it? It depends on what you need it for. By no means is it a replacement for the Pro model, but it will get the job done. This computer is very future-proof, so it will last a very long time in Apple years. Let us know what you think about the new MacBook Air in the comments below. We gave links to all the products featured in this video, so check that in the description. If you want to see more of our videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.